Good morning. Lots of munchkins back there this morning. Who's talking? Both of them. Okay. Yesterday I was doing my evening wind down and turned on YouTube to see what I could fill my brain with for good knowledge, and there was this video on where the third temple would be built, and I thought, well, that's stupid. I'm going to watch that because there's not technically a third temple, right? Solomon built the first temple in Israel, in Jerusalem. The Babylonians destroyed it. Then another one was rebuilt. Herod the Great kind of decked it out. And then in the year 70 AD, the Romans totally destroyed it. And for Judaism in Jerusalem, there needs to be a temple where sacrifice can be offered, where the high priest offers the sacrifice, right? And so the Jewish people are still waiting for that temple where they can offer sacrifice. Or a lot of times we hear from the Protestants also that there needs to be peace in Jerusalem so that the temple can be rebuilt so that Jesus has a place to come back to. Now, what we believe, what is true, is that Jesus Christ himself is the high priest who offers himself as the sacrifice. And the heavenly Jerusalem is the New Jerusalem. And so we have churches, temples, where sacrifice is offered, where the sacrifice of Christ is represented to us in an unbloody manner on the altar, recognizing that there's no need for an earthly high priest, because Jesus Christ himself is the high priest, and he himself is the oblation, and he himself is the altar. He has no need, as did the high priest, to offer sacrifice day and day, first for his own sins, and then for those of the people. He did that once for all when he offered himself. And so there's no need to wait for this peace that will come about in Jerusalem. I don't think there's ever been peace in that part of the world. There's no need to demand that the temple be reconstructed so that we can start slaughtering calves and bulls and sheep and goats and turtle doves and oxen and whatever else it was that they were sacrificing, because the one sacrifice has been offered, Jesus Christ himself. And so we recognize that he is our high priest. He is our sacrifice. He is our altar. And so we are very privileged in that we get to participate in that sacrifice. We are very privileged in that we get to participate in that offering. That we get to know, that we get to love, that we get to serve the high priest himself. That the high priest makes himself present to us. The high priest makes himself present to us so that he may sanctify us, so that he may transform us, so that he may make us holy. We see in the gospel Jesus is getting all these people that are coming to him because they recognize he's done something in other people's lives. That would be a wonderful thing if we could show what Christ has done in our lives so that others may insist upon meeting him, that they may insist upon trying to find him, so that he would have to get into a boat and go out into the flooded parking lot, I guess, so that people wouldn't crush him. What a beautiful thing that if people could see what Jesus Christ has done in our lives, then they too would flock to him. Are we aware of what Jesus Christ has done in our lives? Are we aware of what the high priest has done through his sacrifice? Are we aware of how he has transformed us? As we continue this Holy Mass, let us recognize that he is transforming us here and now, that through the reception of the body and blood of Jesus Christ, we become what we receive. We become more like Christ. Let us acknowledge that as we become more like Christ, we are called to go out into the world and to proclaim his good news.